Who wants to be a Melvinaire? It's a manhood movement, constant elevation, every day we improving. 7 p.m. on Wednesdays, I think you should tune in. It's more than a podcast, it's a family reunion. Melvinaires, my nigga Mel up in here. You know Rome, he the plug, no telling who might appear. Could be one of your favorite rappers, community activists, businessmen and women, to the shooters and savages. Melvinaires, yeah, we Melvinaires. Yeah, we Melvinaires. Yeah.
Yo, mic check, 1 2 1 2. We back in the building, baby. It's the Almighty Melvinaire Podcast, man. One time. We back, man. Feels good to be back, man. I'm your host, not another Ron the Plug. Got my family in the building. Got my brother. We got the bro here live today, man. Billy Ray Valentine in the building.
Absolutely. Coming straight out of Brickyard, Philadelphia.
Facts.
Back off hiatus.
Yeah, definitely back off the hiatus, man.
Glad to be home.
That's definitely. We got Self-Care Snob in the building. Peace to the queen. We missing one. Big shout out with DJ Bruce Wayne. He out there spinning somewhere, man. You know what I mean? Making somebody dance somewhere. So, big shout out to him.
Absolutely.
And yeah, man. So I just, oh shit, my bad. Yeah, so it just feel good to be back, man. Yeah, it was a rough 3 weeks, but anyway, back on topic. Desperate Housewives of Hollywood, man. So we have there we go. We have I want to call it a trend. I don't want to call it a trend, but
trend. It's a trend by now.
It's a trend by now?
Yeah, it's a trend.
All right, it's a trend. So of kept women having a desire to want to do like single shit. And it's kind of like, I don't know, you want, it's like it's semi whole shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to do whole shit part time. You know what I mean? And when the occasion calls for it or whatever. Granted, I'm not married. You know what I mean? But to each his own. People like what they like. But when you're doing this in the public eye, you know what I mean? You're leaving yourself open for criticism. You know what I mean? And first case, all right, Exhibit A. Markel, what's good, bro? Sierra and Russell Wilson. So, they're married. He's the breadwinner, all that. They're married. They're a couple that most people will point to and be like, in the everyday eyes, you point to them and you be like, it's a success. You know what I'm saying? And you can pull up pictures of them on the internet, and they're in church and they're on their knees and they're crying. And then that weekend, she's asshole naked in fishnets in the thong. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's like, granted, if she's wearing that for Russell, then cool. You know what I'm saying? But you have, is it Uchi Wally Wally, or is it one mic? You know what I'm saying? Is it black girl lost or shorty owe you for ice? You're like, come on, man. Like, you gotta pick a struggle. So, 1 minute you repping independent women, you haven't been an independent woman in years. And you encouraging women to do all this single stuff on their own where that's not your reflection of your life. So why would you encourage that? Because you didn't even want that for yourself, which is why you're married with children. So we have this trend of sending mixed signals, you know what I mean? And for people who putting their lives in the public. So, I just feel like it's fair criticism, man. And these are all women, not all of them, but a lot of these women who are in successful aspects of life, whether that be whatever, financially. Of course, we'll go to it financially off the rip. All these women are, are well kept. They all have money. They're all successful. You know what I mean? In these manners, but it's just like the cries for attention. Like, when is it enough attention? You know what I'm saying? Like, at what point is it just like delusion? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It could be me.
Nah, my thing is, when you get married to somebody, you committed to that one person. your body belongs to that person.
Facts.
Technically, I guess that's what
That's what they say it is.
Right? So a lot of women that defend wearing, those type of sexual outfits in public, like to use the fact that she's a celebrity or that she's a model or whatever, which could be the case, but at some point, what do you put? You put your career over the respect of your man. And I'm not saying he feels disrespected or not, but just in general, as men, we look at things like that as we might be attracted to a woman that dressed sexy, but we want our woman to be for us.
Absolutely.
So that's the part that I don't really understand. Like, we as men, and I'm committed to you, and I put a ring on your finger, and I'm your husband, I should have something that nobody else in the world should be able to see freely.
Right. So
just on that alone, I don't really see how anybody gets the defend
the behavior.
Defends this behavior.
Yeah, I mean, Cass, go ahead.
I'm just listening for now.
Okay.
But there's a video clip. I'm going to try to find it in the meantime. But there's a video clip that I want to play. And I can't play the actual video, but I can play the audio and you guys will hear it. Or Rome, I can send it to you. You can play it and they'll be able to hear it. But it falls in line with this. Like, I came across it the other day on Instagram. And this guy, he's got a mic. He's just going around interviewing random people. And I actually shared this on my story. So he walks up to this couple. They're married. This is a married couple. It's a woman. She's wearing like a black top and a miniskirt or whatever. And she's with her husband. And he walks up and he's like, should your husband have a say in what you wear? And she said no. But she didn't just say no. She said hell no. And then she went on to argue with her husband in front of this man on camera, trying to prove that her husband has no say in what she wears. So I'm gonna try to find the clip, but I don't know. I don't really know when it comes to like Black women in like the whole world of Hollywood. I don't know who this started with, because first I was like, well, we watched Jada do this to Will for the last like 5 years, and then I thought even further back to Safaree and Nicki Minaj, how desensitized we all were to watching this woman continually shit on Safaree in public spaces, all over social media, and nobody felt for him. Like, nobody really cared, because everybody really pedestalized Nicki Minaj from the time she came out, from way back to Itty Bitty Piggy. People really liked Nicki Minaj. So like, a lot of the things that she has done for the last 15 years has flown under the radar, and it's wild to me because Nicki Minaj is an extremely large problem in the Black female population, and nobody seems to realize it. So she gets away with a whole lot. But what really pissed me off was how everybody favored Erica Mena, and the mental extremes that she kind of went to like shit on him during their relationship, not realizing that that's a scarred man who just went through, like, I call the relationship with Nicki Minaj for Safaree, I literally call it 12 Years a Slave, because if anybody knows the history of their relationship, he was basically her slave. So I think there's an emphasis on, one, desensitizing Black women to how they treat Black men, and two, trying to force this horrible treatment on Black men, and then still expecting them to desire us as, wives and mothers and all of these things that we keep demanding from men while simultaneously shitting on them. So I don't know how far back this goes. I mean, we already know that the cause is us jumping shoulder deep into feminism and being so on board with this struggle that was never ours. And, watching the symptoms and the effect of that trickle down is like, it's pretty trippy, because the whole point of us getting on board with feminism from our perspective was so that we could get the same benefits as the women that we were supporting in feminism. What turned out happening was we are still trying to get those benefits and failing miserably. And it's like 50, 60 years later. So it's like, what, like, does nobody realize it hasn't worked for us? It's been decades. So when it comes to our husbands now, again, yeah, there's there's been the efforts to get us to desensitize being women and being feminine and like throwing everything out the window and just saying, yeah, I've got a husband, I'm entitled to a husband and I've already got it locked down, so like I don't have to do anything else. Like this is the mentality that people like Sierra are showing us. It's like
So
you worked this hard, you prayed and you cried and you went on all these talk shows. She did like, I don't know, 15 interviews talking about how she prayed for this man. And then she got the man, and now it's like, now she's shitting on him. She just made another song the other day, apparently, where she's like, she's taking digs at exes. And it's like, you're married. Like, what is your husband not doing? Or like, I don't understand. This is the man you prayed for. What is he not doing that's making you want to go and make music about being single and your exes?
now,
I'm lost.
Dwelling on your ex is a red flag, definitely.
Yeah, that's a red flag. Is like, see, all right, so it's a difference, right? Because just in the mentality and the aspect of men, we go from Future to Russell Wilson. You know what I mean? Like, she was dating niggas before Russell Wilson. So she was with 50 Cent. She was with Future.
Bow Wow.
She was with fucking Bow Wow. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like,
not a hood dude, but yeah.
yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? But like, I just say that in saying, like, did you see Russell Wilson's ex-wife? Have you ever seen her?
The Caucasian lady?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you just understand, like, for him, like, he's like, you like me? You know what I'm saying? Like, he's that guy. You know what I mean? Like, when they met, like, he's that guy that he didn't get much play from a lot of, you could pretty much tell he didn't get a lot of attention from black girls. You know what I mean? So I personally think that, like, to go from, it's two extremes. You know, from one to the other. I think she's bored. I think she's bored, and he probably ain't hitting her right. You know what I'm saying? Like, that, I'm gonna just keep it frank. Like, she wasn't dressing like that when she was with Future. You know
So
what I
here's
mean?
my thing. And I apologize for interjecting. As women, because I see this often, a lot of older women are lying to younger women, and this is one of the problems that this is one of the reasons that men are also mad, because no one is telling younger women of the mistakes that they're experiencing and making in their relationships. Instead, they're glorifying and glamorizing their mistakes. So my issue is, if there's something going on in your marriage where you're not satisfied, that, like, you need to find alternative ways. Go to therapy, talk to your husband. Like, there are steps before making music about your exes and stepping outside nude. Like, none of that makes sense to me. But when you say she went from one extreme to the next, it kind of does, because now she's showing that her process is to go from one extreme to the next.
Right.
Sorry,
So,
continue.
you know what I'm saying? Like, she went from getting thumbs in her butt from Future. You know what I'm saying? From getting thumbs in her butt to, she gotta go Bible study with Russell Wilson on Thursday.
I'm not
man.
even
You know
shitting
what I'm
people
saying?
for getting thumbs in their butt. That's like, it's a regular part of the sex experience.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I'm joking. Man. All right, I'm joking.
Like,
I'm joking about it, man.
She
You know what I'm saying?
also pushed out his child. Like,
Yeah, they got kids. They got a beautiful family. They're a beautiful family together. I'm not taking that away. But there's no way in hell. There's no way in hell. Like, all right, you just remember the days, man, where, granted, I see women dress certain ways. I'm gonna look. It don't mean I want you. You know what I mean? It may capture my attention. I may be like, man, blase blah, and keep it moving. You know what I mean? But there was a point in time where the way you dressed determined, like, what type of woman you was. Like, for some shit like that, that was just saying this. That shit is saying this pussy for the streets. Like, that's what that outfit said. This is for the streets. You know what I mean? And like, I can't put it no other way. You know what I mean? But you misses Russell Wilson.
Let me ask a question. What if she asks him permission to wear those outfits?
Yeah,
Does it make a difference? Should it make a difference to the world? And does it still show a detrimental effect?
Yeah, it's a detriment on him as a man, because, listen, I don't want the next man seeing what I cherish. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I don't want the next man shouldn't be able to see that, bro. You know what I mean? Now, you want to wear that for me.
Think about it like this. Now, what if he totally okay? He don't think like us,
right?
What if he totally don't care? So that's their marriage. This the point I want to make. That's their marriage. Whatever they agree to.
Right. I mean, what's good for the goose is good for the gander.
It could be cool, but my thing is, when you're in the public eye, you have a responsibility, and you don't have to adhere to it if you don't want to. Most of the celebrities don't.
Right.
So, as a public figure, you have a responsibility that's forced on you because you are influential. So, we have to look at it from that perspective, from taking it separate from their personal relationship, and then
you putting this in the public eye. You put it in the public eye. So, you know, it's like when you put it on that spectrum, like you leaving yourself open for criticism when it comes down to that. You know, just flat out. Like me, I don't care. Like all right, yo, you gonna wear that for me? Cool, no problem. But we not going to the motherfucking Emmys with that on. You know what I'm saying? For everybody to see that, nah. Like nah. And man, there's no way in hell, yo, someone can Google. You know what I'm saying? Man, nah, bro.
Yeah, that's a no for me too.
Yeah, that's a nah, bro.
Certain level of respect.
Yeah.
That I shouldn't have to ask for.
Exactly. Like, yo, like that was my homie. Like, I shouldn't have the option to have to look at your girl like that. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't even want to see that. You know what I mean? If that was my homie. You know what I mean? To be like, nah, bro. Like, that ain't even cool. It ain't even cool because it's like, yo, like, who was it? What was the other one? Aisha Curry. Says she wants attention from other men. And here it is, you with the arguably one of a top 10 NBA player of all time.
Greatest shooter.
One of the greatest shooter of all time. You know what I mean? Like, you're successful. You know, and granted, y'all been together since they was in college, like 19. So I get it. You know what I mean? But at the same time, like, Steph don't come. I just be like, nah, Steph got hoes, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I used to just think that, like, nah, bro, he in the NBA. You know what I mean? Like, nah, he Steph Curry. You know what I mean? Like, he don't have to try to go get women. Women gonna go to him regardless for the rest of his life. You know? And I then stumbled across a video, bro, of Steph Curry in college.
Oh, yeah. That video.
With the white boy, bro. When you seen the joint rapping?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Like, he lost all points to me. He lost all points. I was like, then again, I don't know, man. So, yo, I think Steph was a square who could play basketball. You know what I mean?
Well, his dad was in the NBA.
His dad was in the NBA.
He had to really struggle for.
Yeah.
Think about it.
So, you know, they've been together forever.
That's good.
Yeah, which is it's good. It's a beautiful thing. You know, but for them to be together that long, like, you know how disrespectful it is to be like, oh yeah, you know, I want attention from other women. Like, what? Like, you know how that make your spouse feel? Like, yo, we got millions. We got millions. We can go buy anything we want. We can go anywhere on this planet. You know what I mean? I can buy you anything that you dream of. Right. And that still ain't good enough. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you can't dunk. You can't shoot you can't pull up from 30. You know what I'm saying? You can't post up. You ain't got no handles. Like, why would you want, like, it's almost like a competition. Like, not saying you should just shut up and be somebody's wife. That's not what I'm saying. But at the same time, like, you can't compete with who and what I am and what I do. And, you know, I'm great at this. You know what I mean? And you shouldn't feel like my success is your success as well. You know what I mean? And the fact that you feel like it's on a competitive level and we built this empire together is half the problem. You know what I mean? Like, wow. Like, why? That's delusional. You want attention? Yo, if you want attention, if my girl told me right now, yo, I want attention from other niggas, bye. Bye. Like, go see how long that attention lasts. That's no, I'm not saying in that instant. I'm saying in that period. It don't matter who the fuck I'm with. You want attention from other niggas, bro, you need to walk. It's time to
I want to hear the woman's perspective on if the shoe was on the other foot, if the husband decided he wanted to get more attention from women.
Yeah.
How would y'all feel?
So
I'm asking you.
Before I even go there, I think I will answer that. But before I do, like, we gotta take a couple steps back because you guys said a bunch of stuff. So, like, number one, a lot of men, what you guys are showing me is a lot of men don't actually understand how the female brain works, because us wanting attention is a normal thing. that's kind of like what you guys have set up for us, is a society and a social atmosphere where we can kind of survive off attention. So, and with social media especially, that's the whole reason social media exists, is for people to get attention. I think the thing with Ayesha Curry is she probably, the way you guys described Steph Curry, pardon me, how he was probably like a super nerdy person and just like, and I don't think he's a good looking guy. I don't think he's ugly, but I don't look at him and think, I want that. You know what I mean? So like, but I have different preferences. Anyway, I think that what you guys are describing Steph Curry as is actually how Ayesha Curry is. Like, Ayesha Curry was somebody who was kind of like nerdy, awkward, had friends, but like she wasn't like super cool. So now she's an adult, now she's grown up, and now she's a mom, and you know, she's associated with all these different labels. But as a woman in a society who's constantly pressuring women to be sexy, to think about yourself and not be able to see yourself in that light and wonder, okay, like how can I achieve that and kind of like validate my own, you know, my own idea of like what sexiness is. I mean, the easiest way for that is, and especially if you're with a man who is in the public eye, because I mean, yeah, they've been together for a long, long time, but someone at his success level, the woman's place in that whole dynamic is to be a trophy wife, basically. So her idea is probably that she wasn't seen as that and wanted to be seen as that. I know it's easy to like villainize that idea from the man's perspective, like, oh, you know, you're a wife, you should just be happy, he's providing, he's doing all this stuff, you guys get to have a family together, blah, 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 whatever. But that, like, none of that discounts the feelings that women have as women. So when you guys see things like, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I think that's a naive way to think about it. You can't.
It's not naive. It's
no, not
it's
what you're
fact.
saying.
It's literal.
I'm agreeing with you. It's naive for us men to think that a woman, because we don't fully understand. Like you're explaining it now. That's why I asked the question. So we in our naivete, we think that it's if we just taking care of everything financially, and we don't really pay attention to the spiritual and the emotional side of it. I think
right.
I think we definitely overlook
everybody
that
has basic,
fundamental
fundamental
we do
needs.
take that for granted as men.
I just want to say one thing. Yeah, I'm on the baddest legend for who can't see me. I don't necessarily want to say it's just a female thing. It's a person thing. It's a human thing. Everyone wants attention.
Well, they did ask me how would I feel if it was, you know, the man.
I'm just speaking overall in general. I'm saying that it's a person thing. So regardless, if men may not vocalize that they want that, and she was at a vulnerable moment. I did watch that interview. She was sitting at the table with Jada Pinkett and her mom and them when she did that, and they took that one clip, and you know how media goes. However, each person wants attention. I don't care what aspect it is in life. Men may not vocalize it, but you do things to get the attention. We see it. You just don't speak on it. So instead of looking at a sex as a thing or how would I feel if my partner says that, I would ask my partner, what do you need that makes you happy? Why you don't already feel like that, right? So this is where we start diving into your mental. This is when we start diving in, okay, you want to be desired, how? Just to see if you are handsome. Do you look attractive? Because that right then and there is not so much seeking attention from others to validate who you are. I need to realize, okay, are you validating who you are as a person?
Right.
And then when you're sitting up here saying, oh, they're a trophy wife and your success is our success, but then you turned around, Rome, and said, but we built this together. So which one is it? Did we build it together, or I don't have nowhere to the level to even
I wasn't acknowledging her as a trophy wife. Like, she has a successful restaurant chain on her own and like everything. She got her own bag for real when it come down to it. Does it compare to what they've accumulated together? No, but she has her own success. I was saying that and saying, you always, like, everywhere you see Steph Curry, you see him with his wife. You know what I'm saying? Like, you always see Steph Curry and his wife and his kids. So it's like, it's not like you weren't walking around and labeled as a trophy wife. You were championed as, yo, I'm a family man and here's my family and my wife. You know what I mean? So the stuff, the game shows, like everything, TikTok reels, you know what I mean? IG, like yo, he always with his family. They always doing family shit. So, you know, like, I don't view her as a trophy wife. I just feel like when it comes to when people obtain a certain level of success, you know what I mean? Like, you acquire new things, you experience new things, you know what I mean? Like, all of that shit. Eventually, at some point, you get bored. You know what I mean? You gotta be bored at some point when you that successful. So I honestly, I just feel like, I don't know. I'm joking about the whole aspect, like, you can't shoot from 30 and all that. I'm joking about that. But, why would you feel like you got to compete with your spouse? I don't feel like that. You know what I mean? Like, I just honestly, I just feel like it's so much other shit going on. The people who looking at you, who wishing they were you. You know what I mean? Who wish they were you, who wish they had when you was in your position. Like, I just think that shit is wild crazy. Like, you don't know how the fuck you feel sometimes. You know what I mean? And like you said, it is based on person. It's not just a male female thing. It is based on person, but I don't know. I think it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's true. What Legend said. As men, we do seek attention in our own way. We go get a freshie.
Yeah.
Brush our hair, get the waves and all that.
Yeah.
But that don't mean we could be in a relationship. But that don't mean we definitely.
That's a haircut.
Seeking attention from women specifically that we gonna act on.
Right. Now, what if a nigga went and just got some underwear in the back of his ass? It was just transparent. You know what I mean? He went online and did some shit like that. You know what I mean? Some like Tia Mowry. Yo, she was
Hold on. Before we jump to the next person, okay? Because you guys are not being real.
What?
And this hold on. No, You guys are not being real. And this isn't specific to you guys. Because men will be in full-fledged relationships with women who are doing everything for them and still seek the attention of other women.
Yeah, I agree.
So what do you guys mean? So what do you guys mean by, oh, well, we might go get a haircut, but we're not necessarily seeking attention from other women?
No,
yes,
I'm saying,
the fuck you guys are.
We're seeking attention, but that don't mean we're going to act on it, the type of that attention. That's what I'm saying.
Listen. Again,
that's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
That's not real.
I'm not speaking for all men.
That's not realistic. That is not real.
I can only speak for men.
Getting a haircut is not seeking attention. That's grooming.
I'm not talking about getting a haircut.
That's grooming. That's grooming. What I'm saying is, Tia Mowry was just like a whole backup Beyonce dancer in front of her 13-year-old son. He was uncomfortable. He was uncomfortable when she was trying to get validation.
Divorced her husband for cheating. So before we jump on these women for the things that they did after the fact, okay, because she did something after the fact, like go to the very beginning and talk about the problem. She was in a relationship with somebody that she poured into and almost basically funded the success of, okay, supported him from his ground up, and then he decided he was going to cheat on her. So she divorced him, and now she's feeling insecure, and she's feeling however she feels. Granted, I understand the inappropriateness that goes into what she, her getting advice on how she looks from her son. That is definitely inappropriate. But when we talk about these women, we have to also talk about the effects that they're suffering from. Like,
why husband cheated on her? Because she was walking around the house dressed like a backup Beyonce dancer.
You don't even know why.
Yo, come on, man. That's why she was getting cheated on. She walks around like a backup Beyonce dancer.
First of all, it's nothing that your partner do that makes you cheat. Cheating is a choice because you want to do it.
Cheating is a choice. Cheating is a choice. You're right.
That's because you want to do it. But again, it doesn't matter. I can speak on having children, a grown man, and teenagers. Mm-hmm. However, you boys, that's how y'all feel. My mom, that is just so gross to me. I could just be doing the littlest things and they'll be outrageous about it. So with that being said, y'all cannot just say for your perspective of how you would view things doesn't mean anything, and we're still human. And just because you are a mom doesn't make you stop living. The same is vice versa as you being a dad.
No question. No question. But I'm not going to be around my kids in the Speedo and asking them how I look.
Exactly. Living.
Well, I'm sorry. I've been in my bathing suit and I've walked out. They're like, what you got? Why? What's going on? I'm wearing a 2-piece and we at the daggone, what's it called?
I'm not.
Somewhere swimming. At the end of the day, it's still human. It's still a body part. They see me get dressed. I have on a dress. I'm getting ready to go to the club. Sometimes everybody knows this. If you've ever saw me, normally in days, I don't like bras. Plain point simple. Yes, I will not have on a bra and you will see my nipples. That doesn't make me any less of a parent. That does not make me any less nothing. We are still human. That's just my style. I'm comfortable with myself. And with Tia finding herself all over again, she lost herself in that man. I agree with Cass when she said that. She gave him everything and now she's redefining who she is. We put so much judgment on what you think your reality is supposed to be. Let their reality and those people be who they are.
No question. You the chick dressed like a reject Beyonce dancer. And you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just what it is. I'm not knocking her. I'm acknowledging it. Like, yo, it's not cool. I won't care who it is. You know what I'm saying? Everybody go through shit. Like, don't get me wrong. You know what I mean?
I think it's a responsibility of both people.
When you put it in the public, bro, you just opening yourself up for this shit. Yo, listen, the beauty of YouTube, bro, is, yo, I seen some niggas beefing on YouTube, and one nigga just took a nigga interviews, bro, and just trolled the fuck out of all his interviews and made it into a whole diss. Hilarious. Someone could record this right now, chop it up, and say, well, everything I'm saying is bullshit. You know what I'm saying? All I'm saying is, when you put it in the public eye, yo, it is what it is. It is what it is. Like, people not gonna agree with everything. People aren't gonna agree with everything that I say. I just think this shit is weird. Like, it's the romanticizing and all that shit, bro. Like, we regular people. You know what I'm saying? So, with having money and the success and everything that come along with that, bro, when you put your relationship in the public eye, you leave it open for this shit. You know what I mean? So it's just like that's just me. It's fair game.
You can't play both sides of the fence.
You can't.
Public eye. You making money off being in the public eye.
Exactly.
And you putting your life out there. So, you know, it comes with it. My thing is, when we get in a committed relationship, marriage is it's up to both parties to make sure that marriage stays strong. And as a husband, I should be, you know, making sure that my wife feeling wanted.
Right.
You know, after a while, it gets old. But you have to find ways to keep that flame going.
Yeah.
And I think we all take it for granted because we in a culture where everybody want to walk away from each other. That's why we got a bunch of broken homes. That's why we suffering today. So it takes both parties to really be. If you married to somebody, it's a commitment. You know what I'm saying? So we really have to really start putting in the work.
Yeah, no, it's no question.
I can go even deeper, but that's be another topic. For
Yeah, like,
show.
yo, like, all right, for instance, when I was married and I was in a situation with a woman similar to that, you know what I mean, where it was, yo, like, she needed, like, she had something going on within her where the attention you was getting, it wasn't even good enough. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So it's like, yo, you need to know, but some people don't know how to express that. You know what I mean? Or to say, yo, the way you love me ain't good enough. You know what I mean?
That comes from people got to get healed. People just got to get healed. Like, that's the thing. Like, people want to run around and do a bunch of things, but they not even healed, and then they wondering why nothing works out for them. So people jump into children, they jump into marriage, they jump into everything besides jumping into themselves and figuring themselves out.
Yeah, like, I ain't never complained about a woman not making me happy because I always knew it starts and ends with me.
Exactly.
It starts and ends with me. You know what I mean? So when I was married, my people should be like, you know, the saying is happy wife, happy life. That shit is bullshit. But I ain't happy. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just supposed to be here unhappy with you and smiling all these pictures and shit. Like, no. Fuck that. If we ain't happy.
How can one person be happy and another person
and the other one not?
That don't make sense.
Right. And that's where it just seems like, I don't know, man. Everybody's situation is different. But in these cases, these cries for attention, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Sarah might be used to getting thugged out, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Based off what she went through opposed to where she at now. Still have me have a desire for that. You know what I mean? I don't know. It seems
that comes from, I guess, if that was the case, then that goes with her not being healed.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Like, go ahead, Cass.
I was just going to say, I just wanted to touch on something Ron said. He was talking about marriage and how, basically he kind of said, like, the expectation versus reality. And it's like, there's a second side of the coin to what you're talking about when you say, you know, marriage is commitment and people are just jumping into marriages. We're at a point in society where, like, marriage is like some type of, like, finish line prize. Like, a lot of people right now are placing a really high value on the term marriage and the title, but have absolutely no idea what being married looks like or is supposed to be, because a lot of these people weren't raised in marriage type environments. They weren't raised by parents who were married.
Facts. I had someone taking advice from someone who was 2 times divorced about what they should do in their marriage.
I mean, that's not necessarily a bad thing. That's not necessarily a bad thing because you learn through your experiences.
When you think about it, yeah, but it's like, all right, I don't know. For me, knowing the ins and outs of that situation, that ain't the person to listen to. You know what I mean? But
not necessarily.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
not necessarily, because there are times in our lives where after we have experiences and we go through things, we kind of realize what we should have done.
Exactly. Because even with you, like with your marriage, you learned a lot from it.
Hell yeah.
So you can give somebody advice from your experience.
Right.
Just because
even if you never want to get married again, you still have advice.
Yeah.
No, ain't no question.
Yeah.
No question.
You have knowledge and insight on being married.
Right.
And going through all the trials and tribulations of marriage. Same as myself. Like, when I was married, I know I wasn't the best husband. I know I didn't even have no idea what the hell I was doing.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I had to learn from that. But that's why I encourage people to really dig deep into themselves before they decide to jump into a marriage.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So,
right, like I thought, like I did it, like it was gonna be like a switch. I'm going out, you know, and I'd be like,
it's hard work.
Yeah, it's hard work. Yo,
ain't no
ain't no switch, bro.
And then you got a whole nother person that you gotta be on the same page with, and you don't know where they at and their mentality, what they thinking about. So it's rough, man. So you really gotta do all your homework before y'all decide to take that step.
That's a fact. That's a whole fact.
And I think one of the problems that we have in this like radical acceptance, toxic positivity culture is people are afraid to be honest about what not to do. So all they do is give advice on what to do, whether it's good advice or not, rather than being honest and transparent about what not to do. People don't understand that telling people what not to do is equally valuable to telling people what to do. You can't just tell people what to do. You also have to provide them with information on what not to do or what to avoid doing. Otherwise, people are going to be confused, like a lot of people are. We have all of this, do this, do this, do this, do this. I rarely see transparency and honesty about what not to do, mistakes people have made, and how they, hindsight, because mistakes are mistakes. They are what they are, but like hindsight, looking back and saying, here's what I learned from my mistakes. Nobody seems to want to do that.
I did. I definitely did. I definitely learned from my motherfucking mistakes. But yeah, man, I don't know, yo. The institution of marriage is not valued as it was. You know what I mean? If it's not like someone get married for religious purposes, I get it. Someone get married for even on the business aspect. You know what I mean? Like, I get it. But when you ask people why they want to get married, that ain't the reasons that they saying. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you know what I mean? Like, everybody wants to be secure, and, growing and evolving with someone, I think, I like to think that, a majority of people have that desire. But marriage is just different now. Like, the institution of marriage isn't valued. Like, it lost a lot of value in my eyes.
I got married because I wanted to, have a family. Like, I didn't get married for the right reasons.
Yeah.
I didn't get married for the right reason. I got married because I wanted to have a family.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because, we had kids together, children already together. And that's what I got. But that wasn't the right reason.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And
why not? Why wasn't it?
I mean, at the time, I guess it was because I wasn't ready. Because I didn't even know.
So the reason wasn't wrong. The timing was wrong. Because as men get married because they want families. That is the manly thing to do.
Yeah, the timing was wrong, and I wasn't ready. So, and the other person wasn't ready. Clearly, so I just look at it like, if I backtrack to the beginning of before I had my first son, I just look at it like I wasn't even ready to have a child back then. So I like to reflect to the beginning part and then move forward to the mistakes. Was the things that I did that I didn't do. I feel like I didn't do the right way. And I just had when I got my reading recently, I was told that I shouldn't focus on look at things like they're as mistakes, just look at them as learning experience. But that's hard for me to do that because I look at the result. That the result, it wasn't a positive result at the end of the day for my children. It wasn't a positive result to this day now. So I'm in the process of still in repairing all of that. So that's why I look at it like that. So when you talk to me about it, I think you're going to get me going back, because I'm harder on myself than anything, because the message I put out there is a serious, is a passionate message. So I got to be harder on myself before I'm harder on anybody. So it's hard, and that's what I'm learning to get over that part, because
right.
I'm still ascending, we still growing, we still illuminating and all that.
Right.
And with the help of the people that's close to me, you guys and everything, that helps me, stay grounded and all that.
Yeah, facts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. How much time we got? We got a few more minutes before we close out. Nah, this was dope, man. Just getting back in the groove for real. You just touching back in with the team, man. I just want to give a big shout out to my family, man. Yeah, we lost one of ours, man, and I just want to appreciate everybody for their prayers, and anybody who ever contributed to the GoFund for Isaiah. I personally want to thank you, and yeah, man, long live Isaiah, man. And before we close out, yeah, long live Isaiah, man. And before we close out, just want everybody to get their handles out. Just be on the lookout. We got a shitload of shows they're coming down the pipe.
So much coming.
There's a lot of content coming down the pipe, man. So just be on the lookout. We revamping, tighten some things up, and we want to try to start this second show a week, Jiffy. You know what I'm saying? See how this goes, man. So I got motivated for a minute, man. Like, and then like typically that don't like, I'm always motivated. So like for me, man, like shit ain't been happening for the past couple of weeks. Like it just ain't supposed to happen. You know what I mean? Like everything happening the way it's supposed to, man. So I'm thankful for that, yo. I'm thankful for everybody, yo. Everybody who ever believed in me, anybody ever rocking with me, man. Yo, I appreciate you all. I'm gonna set it off, man. Can't knock the muscle _43 on IG. It's the Melvinaire on Twitter. Jerome D. Rose on Facebook, man. Holla at us next. Actually, Wednesday. Wednesday we got Ism 400 in the building. Yo, big shout out to the bro. That's gonna be another dope one for the books. And yo, be on the lookout for that, man. We holler at y'all next week, man.
All right, just Billy Ray Valentine on Facebook. Billy Ray Valentine _B1 on Instagram. DProgram78 on Twitter.
The Self-Care Snob on Instagram, Selena Jellyzo on Facebook. And the Self-Care Snob on Twitter, technically, but I don't, maybe I'll tweak once in a while.
Probably get active on there.
Yeah. Yo, Twitter, like, I feel old on Twitter, bro. Like, I don't know if I'm the only one.
Me too.
I feel old on Twitter, bro. Like, it's weird, man. But, yo, this is dope, man. Yo, I appreciate it. Yo, big shout out DJ Bruce Wayne, bro.
Salute.
Yeah, salute. Everybody else on the team, yo, Kev, at Black King, yo, everybody who came through, bro. Tap in, yo, be on the lookout. Like I said, we back on Wednesday. We got the homie Ism 400 in, tapping in. We're gonna play some music. Shout out Master Elements. We still gotta line that back up. Shout out to God, the bro, Knowledge Born Allah, and do the Knowledge Radio.
Definitely. Shout out to the God.
Yeah, that's a fact, man. And yo, we catch y'all next week, man. Yo, peace and love, man. It's the Melvinaire the Melvinaire Podcast.
Back
Salute.
off hiatus.
Back off the hiatus, man. We back in the building, man. Salute.
Absolutely.